Now, I learned a new word when I did my reading about this story in the last 2 weeks. It's Rasputitsa. I hope I've pronounced it correctly. It's the great thawing of the frozen fields of Ukraine and other parts of, of that region that happens in March, which turns those fields from wonderful icy kind of landing pads and rolling blocks for tanks into mud baths. Now, is that part of the calculation, a military calculation, that the minute spring comes and the rains fall, you can't invade a place like Ukraine?
Well, I'm impressed with your pronunciation, by the way.
You're such a charmer, aren't you? Okay.
The weather is always going to be a factor, but I don't think it's the factor here. I mean, first of all, Russian equipment is different from the much heavier British, German, and American equipment. So, of course, they would design armored vehicles that are more mobile in all kinds of weather. To me, the two big factors are obviously the Beijing Winter Olympics. I don't imagine he's going to want to upstage his friend's big show. You remember
as he did in 2008, right? He did that in 2008 when he invaded Georgia.
They weren't such great friends back then.
Yeah.
But you remember he waited to the end of his own Sochi Olympics in 2014 before he invaded Ukraine. The other thing, of course, is getting everything in place. There's still a few more Russian Navy ships underway, headed towards the Black Sea, we believe. And this exercise in Belarus is scheduled to end on about the 20th. So I think if there's going to be another attack, we're talking about the last week of February.
Okay. And just literally in 10 seconds, I know you're a betting man, really, Lieutenant General. If you had to bet on this being, a hot war anytime soon, before the Rasputitsa, yes or no?
80%.
That it will be?
Yes.
There will be a war?
Yes.
So there will be an invasion of Russia, but not the whole lot, just bits of Ukraine?
Yeah, a continuation of the invasion.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So they will use those troops in anger, and not just as a bargaining chip.
Yeah. The only thing that's going to stop it is if Germany and the rest of Europe are 100% foursquare against what Russia is doing.
So the Germans need to step up here and say
Absolutely.
No.
Germany's the key.
And they're not doing it right now?
Not yet.
Okay, because selling Miele washing machines is more important than the principles of freedom, as someone rather cruelly put it to me?
I think that Germany, they don't have the self-confidence right now. They're not sure who they are in Europe.